fun. How would you structure a local business directory for a specific service type? Let's say pest control. We have a city and a state and city location category pages and service category pages, but would you also create service and city pages like ant control in Austin, depending on the service type? The directories about those pages that are not redundant, as is the case for local business sites. Right. I'm having a hard time understanding that question. How would you structure a local business directory for a specific service type? A local business directory. You mean, well, I mean, that's what I look at Tree Care HQ. Is that what you're asking, Kolja? I mean, I use WP Geo directory for that for Tree Care HQ, which is a WordPress plugin and theme and, you know, whatever. It's just a bunch of, I hate WordPress, by the way, if I haven't already said that today, at least 3 times. But if you take a look at like, I'm not sure I understand what you're asking, but if you could look at like, for example, you know, we have a blog that's actually, yeah, that's not the same as what I'm talking about. Let me back up for a minute. I'm not sure I understand the question, so that's part of the problem. But in any case, if you take a look at this, we have service categories, right? So top level service categories, tree services, landscapers, and excavators. By the way, why do I have landscapers and excavators on my Tree Care HQ directory site when all I really work with is tree service contractors? Because some tree service contractors also do landscaping and or excavating. That's why. So that's the only reason why I have them on here. It looks like there's a that must be just formatting. Anyways, you know, the way that the geo directory creates the URL string is I think what you were asking about. I don't know if that was the case or not, but if we click into this, for example, you'll see how it's kind of configured there, and you can adjust that. There's settings in geo directory that allow you to change. You know, you can have the city, which is what that is, plus state, or just the city, or just the state. There's a number of ways that you can configure these URLs. But when it comes to actually like services, that would be, let's see if we can find one that has services. Let me go back for a minute. Because there are services that can be added in my, yeah, right here. So this would be like a tree removal service. But all this does on a directory site, though, is it just says that it's only going to provide, you know, those are what they call company tags in GeoDirectory is how we add services there, if that's clear, right? There's company tags, and then there's the service categories themselves, which are, yeah, that's what we use company tags as services here, if that's clear. But that all that does when you have a kind of in this case, a company tag, which is for a particular service, then all that does is it just displays those businesses that have that company tag, which is the service, added to that profile, if that's clear. And then it's done by geography too, or location, which is why you only see 2 here, because it's saying that it's only searching for this area. I don't know if that was clear. I don't think I really understand the question, but city location category pages and service category pages. Would you also create service and city pages? No, the only reason I would do something like that is if I was going to do like a top 10, like Yelp, for example. I know you got, right, let's just say ant control in Austin, Texas. Let's see. I bet you that it likely has a top 10 Yelp type of a listing. Yeah, right there. So I would do it for that reason. You know, I don't do that with my directory, just so you guys know. I don't bother. I use my directory specifically to start conversations with business owners, tree care contractors, right? That's it. That's what I use the directory for. And it becomes a primary link building target once they become a client, right? Because then I use a portion of their budget every month to build links to my directory site, to their page on my directory site. And in the event that they want to cancel services at some point, then I can just no follow their link from the directory to their money site, but my directory site will retain the benefits of those links that their money purchased. You understand? So that's something that I do, but you could certainly create top 10 type of pages for things like that. You understand? I would probably do more general stuff, but this says pest control ants or whatever, but you could certainly do it and model it like that. And then, you know, but the problem with that is, and maybe that's an opportunity though, right? Couldn't you actually create a top 10 list on your directory site and then just add at random 10 companies that are in that area and then contact them and tell them like, hey, I put you on the top 10 list. in the directory. I mean, you'd have to probably rank the page for it to be valuable, but if you could rank a page for something like that, and then put them on that page, you could contact them and sell them, access to being on that list, right? Um, you could monetize it, is what I'm saying. So I don't know if that was the question, but I'm going to move on anyway.